So today's videos were very interesting to me because I have quite a few family members and friends who I know who have had to deal with mental illnesses, and I think that it's certainly stigmatized, and you never really want to talk about it because it does bring this like kind of element of shame, kind of like what Brene Brown, I think was her last name, was talking about in her video. And when we feel shame and everything, we don't want to embrace our vulnerability. um and then I think Nora Bloom's video was interesting because you could just see her passion for it and how much her heart really wants there to be change. And I think it's really important that we acknowledge those things that need to be changed, especially um like the prison system, because you see a lot of I mean, you saw in the videos a lot of the brutality that these prisoners who have mental illnesses like had to endure because the police officers and the wardens and whatever, they didn't know how to deal with them because they haven't been necessarily trained in that area. So I think that that is a good place to start. And when they're responding to calls where somebody is showing symptoms or signs of a mental illness, they need to be told, they need to be taught de-escalation practices, and like, don't bring these people to jail, like try to take them to a treatment center instead. And I think that's a really good place to start. And I think it just goes to show, another aspect of the prison system and everything that needs to be reformed. And I think that it's really important, like, to make human connections with people, because again, that's something that the researcher Brene Brown was talking about in her last video, was that something that really helps people with their vulnerability is making human connection. Because when you connect with people and you feel like you can be your true self, that's when you start opening up to people. And I know that like I have things that I'm not proud of, and like I know everybody feels that way, but like when I finally found the person, like my best friend, who I felt like I was able to open up to everything about, it took a lot of stress and everything off my life. And it's very nice to be able, it's just amazing to be able to talk to somebody about stuff like that. And I think that the way people are right now, with like criminalizing mental health and like making it taboo to talk about it and everything, it it adds more stress and anxiety onto those people, and it prevents them from making connections. So I think, along with, everything that needs to be reformed with the police and the prisons, we also as a society need to reform our way that we think about mental illness, and stop running away from it, because that doesn't help anything. It just makes things worse.